This is the Shepherd from We Love Metal. We've got Robert Garza from Shattered Sun on the phone with us. Thanks for taking the time to speak with us and our fans.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Let's start with the album title. I know a little bit about it, but can you tell people what the album title means? Because if I got it right, it's kind of the message of the band. Is that true?
Yeah, it's kind of the way we want to portray this album is kind of like there's a lot of negativity out, in the world today with, a bunch of stuff going on, political and, other stuff. And we wanted to basically say that out of all this negativity that's going on, there's still good in the world. So it's like we kind of want to have like hope within all the hatred that's going on. So kind of like a little positive thing going on right there.
Yeah, very refreshing. It's awesome to hear that. And how do you maintain a positive attitude in a brutal world and, quite honestly, in a business that is very negative?
Oh, yeah, I think you got to have that tough skin.
Yeah.
Just basically take everything out in stride and, no matter what, just keep your chin up and keep a good, keep a good head on your shoulders and hopefully, all this negativity will pass.
Excellent. Well, the Rockstar Mayhem tour, a lot of people on that, a lot of great bands on that bill. Who are you most excited to play with or hear and just share time with?
That's almost all the bands. Well, but mainly, of course, Slayer. We just got this last tour with Testament and Exodus, and we became really good friends with Gary Holt from Exodus, and he's the one that replaced Jeff Hadman after he passed away. So we're real close with Gary, so we're trying to get in, with the Slayer guys, and then of course King Diamond, hell yeah, because we got Benny Paul, Phil Texan, Delaware's Prada, those guys always put on a great show, and then of course our label mates, Jungle Rod, Fear to the Sharks, Sister Sin, and here in Die Hard is Murder. I was watching some videos on those guys last night actually, and you guys, they seem like they like to party.
I actually talked to Andy from Die Hard is Murder a couple of days ago. It was even yesterday. And he's fired up and ready to go too. So there is a lot of energy, no pun intended, on this tour. What did you guys learn from being around Exodus and Testament?
Basically, just to how to do things the right way. Basically, because before this tour, we were of course in the local scene and doing stuff, playing local shows. And when you do stuff locally, it's kind of like you show up, when you show up, and then everything is it's not as structured as it is in the national world. So being able to tour with these guys, it's like we saw the way they carried themselves and the way that they had all their stage set up and everything like that. And we try to take as much from them and apply it to what we do now. So even from stage show to loading in and loading out, and almost every aspect of what we do now, we try to take a lot from those guys.
Yeah, what a great group of teachers to have in front of you. That's fantastic. How did the opportunity to be on this incredible tour come about? And how did you guys hear? And I know you've been with doing some big things in a short span of time. But how did this all fall into place?
That one, because we signed with Victory. Let's start. We signed with Breaking Band through back last February of 2014, I believe. And we got in touch with them, through Maria Ferrero. She runs the German PR, and we were just shopping for labels at that time. With Chuck, Maria, and Johnny V, and up until December of 2014, I believe, we signed with Victory. So once we got the management, we had the label behind us. It was trying to find the tour, as fast as we can, so that way we could, get the ball rolling, get the album pushed out and all that stuff. And then we got word that Testament was going to go on tour with Exodus, and Chuck, being our manager and also, a good friend of ours, he asked if, we wanted an opportunity to, get on this tour with them. And it was one of those things, you really don't want to say no, because it's a great opportunity, especially for our first national tour. Oh, man. So we had a little, inside, Chuck there, but then, Chuck seen us perform a few times, and, he thought that we'd be a good fit on that tour as well, so I just made the phone calls, and then next thing you know, we got the email saying that we're booked on the tour, and we got all the dates and all that good stuff.
There's a day for celebration, huh?
Oh, yeah. So we partied pretty hard. We didn't sound up the news.
Absolutely. It is an incredible opportunity. Just as a fan, when I got tickets, my wife and I were going to see you guys in the whole tour up in Milwaukee in early July. So what I did one night, and I bet a lot of fans do the same thing, is I just got online and I said, I'm going to listen to every single band on this bill. I'm going to give every one of them at least 3 songs. If I like them, I'm going to keep going. If I don't, I don't. And that's really how I found you guys, and I'm very thankful for that. So I think a lot of people will be coming your way and getting a taste of your product, or how you want to say it, because the Rockstar Mayhem Tour it's such a great thing. So that's how I got to you. And I want to ask specifically about, I love the song. Is it 281 or is it 281? What's that all about?
281. It's actually it's where we live. We live about 45 miles south of Corpus Christi in a small town called Allis, Texas. And playing shows in San Antonio or Austin or mainly anywhere else, 281 it's the main stretch that goes right to our town. So it's like, you're on the road for this long, or doing anything. Once you see that 281 exit sign, it's kind of like you're almost home. So it's kind of like a tribute and homage to where we live and the people around who've driven that road. Just on the way home, just to meet up with their friends and family, and it's kind of like it's a good thing.
Yeah, that's neat. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, it's a breath of fresh air, because whenever you're on the road, it's sometimes you're sleeping your van and you wake up, you don't know where you're at, but then you see that one sign, it's like, okay, either I'm heading out or I'm coming right back home.
It's a tremendous song, and the Hope Within Hatred is a great album. I like albums that I can just put on and leave and not skip songs, and it's that from minute 1 till the end. How much time will you guys get stage time on this festival?
On this one, we're getting 25 minutes.
Okay. Will the bulk of the material be from Hope Within Hatred?
Oh, yeah. Because we're basically, we had our test bed next to this set where it kind of catered to more, the heavier side. And now, so we kind of have the same set going on, but a few songs swapped out, and then kind of like a combination of for more of a softer crowd, but then yet still the heavy crowd. So they're gonna play all Hope and Nature, but bring the aggression with it.
So I've got to ask you, as a drummer, this is probably a question you get a lot, or maybe I don't know, but a lot of local musicians, when I talk to them, we always have this question about blast beat, and some people say, and I think I've heard maybe even Vinnie Paul say he likes it, but not too much. Do you think that blast beats are used too much, or do people not understand them? Both? Neither?
Honestly, my thing with blast beats is how do I say this? It's bittersweet with me. I can blast for a few measures, but then after a while I lose it. I have some friends that these guys can blast for 3.5 minutes straight, and more times for them. That's awesome. I wish I could do that, but it's like I try to stick with a few blast beats here and there. Nothing too overpowering, because the kind of drummer I am, I'm more of just the backbeat guy. I try to cater my drums to the rest of the song, so that way it's the riffs coming on. I don't want to be blasting too much, because it kind of I'm more of a team player when it comes down to stuff like that, but most of it's just because I'm really not that good at blasting myself.
Well, that's very honest, but I think you're being a little too humble, because you're fantastic, and like I said, it's a fun experience to listen to Hope Within Hatred. It's got a lot of fire to it, a lot of energy, but then it has some kind of slower release points to it, which that variance is really a welcome thing. Do you have? Oh, you're welcome. Do you have, I don't know, like I say, like a pre-game ritual? Sometimes I see musicians and they can't even contain themselves before the show, and other ones are just joking around. What's your pre-game ritual or your pre-set ritual?
Well, lately at first it was, just make sure I'm hydrated because I have a really bad sweating problem. So I'm trying to get my electrolytes up and all that stuff, and then mainly stretching. But up until recently, I started doing yoga. So try to strengthen up my core, get all my limbs loose because I do a lot of double toe stuff, and after a while, I start getting shin splints. So it's trying to alleviate all that other stuff so that way I can start doing more stretches so that way I'm not going to be cramping on stage or anything like that.
Yeah, the physicality that you guys go through, I don't think the average fan that we really get it, do we?
Oh, yeah, the one I feel sorry for the most is our bass player. That guy, headbangs his head off.
Yeah, I see, like I said, I see some of the local guys even at shows I go to here, and they've got a half an hour set, and they come off and they are just drained, they're soaked, they're spent, and you think, wow, this looks like fun up there, and it is, but yeah, the physical part is something I'm sure you have to stay with all the time.
Oh yeah, we try to all kind of keep our keep in shape, throughout off the road and on the road as well. We have our stretch cords. We just hook it to our trailer and we'll get a little workout going on, do our push-ups, try to get the blood flowing and all that stuff. Because most of the time, we get on stage, we're hyped and we play the show, and our adrenaline is kind of what keeps us going. But as soon as we're done, it's like, all right, give us 15 minutes. I'm gonna lay down somewhere for a little bit, and then I'm ready to go. Either do press or hang out the merch table or even just move.
Gotcha. What when you're on the road, what creature comforts from home do you miss? Is there certain foods, certain drinks, certain things that, man, I can only get this when I'm at home?
Probably Whataburger. That's because everywhere else kind of has the same kind of food everywhere except Texas is known for Whataburger. I'm not that big of a Whataburger fan, but then that's pretty good cheese strips, so I'll miss those every once in a while.
Okay, all righty. What bands are you listening to the most when you have free time?
And what was that?
What bands do you listen to the most on your own free time, if you ever get any?
Foo Fighters is number one, because honestly, Dave Grohl, that guy's a genius. Ever since Nirvana, one of the first albums I ever bought was Nevermind, and I got drawn to the drums, on the Come As You Are. It's he gave it beats, and he just always I always thought it was a cool beat, so simple, but it's really cool beat to me. And so Foo Fighters, I'm really into Periphery right now. Let me see. I've been jamming a lot of Exodus ever since this tour. We've got to hang with them, and I'm like, I'm going to buy some albums, so I started buying it now. I listen to it. My girlfriend, she's always giving me all this stuff about it because she gets tired of listening to thrash all the time.
Yeah, I can relate to that. Sometimes my wife says, are we going to hear more thrash? Is that where we're going to again? So I said, yep, you better be ready for July 8th when that Mayhem Festival runs through here. So we are excited to see you. Have you guys been to Milwaukee before?
No, we haven't. This is going to be our first time.
Well, we welcome you. It's a great city for metal. It's a great city for beer. It's a great city. I don't know if it's a great city for sports, but it's a great city nonetheless. And the rave is a really interesting place to play. Can the fans, after your set, will the fans be able to talk with you, meet you guys at all?
Oh, yeah, we're going to be hanging out. I know we have some signings that we're going to do. I believe that, I know for sure at the Victory booth that maybe, I'm not sure if Jägermeister's going to be there, but we usually do Jägermeister signings. But we're going to be hanging out the whole time. I know we're hanging out at the merch table a lot. Canopy this year, so that's, where we're going to keep cool, so that's when we're about to hang out.
Great. Well, we have on We Love Metal tomorrow, we're actually, the review of Hope Within Hatred goes live, and then this interview, of course, will be sometime next week, so we've got a double dose of Shattered Sun. And thanks for your time. And I hope to get to meet you face to face, at least for a second or two, when you guys roll through Milwaukee, July 8th.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward to hanging out. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We got Shattered Sun, Robert Garza, the drummer, with us. Took the time to speak a little bit. And if you guys are out there, the readers, make sure you check out the Mayhem Festival. It's going to be rolling through all summer long. Thanks a lot, Robert.
All right. Take care. Thank you very much.
Bye now.